Irina talking in Russian, and it's about the family. It's something which Arlan has written, is that right? But your mum's put it into Russian. So here we are in Russian first. Thank you.
Моя семья, моя опора. У меня небольшая, но очень дружная семья. Для меня семья начинается с мамы. Мамина ласка, нежность, тепло окружает нас от первых дней жизни. Моя мама в семье самый любимый и дорогой человек. Она очень хорошая хозяйка. Мне мама очень вкусно готовит. У нас в семье 5. Мама, папа, 2 старших братья и я.
My family, my pride. Hello, my name is Alana. I'm 11 years old. I'm from Russia, in the city of Astrakhan. I would like to tell you about my family. I have a small family, but very friendly family. For me, family begins with mom. My mom cares, tenders, warm, surround us from the first days of life. My mother in the family is our favorite and dear person. She is a very good one. In my family, we have just 5 people. Mother, father, and 2 older brothers, and me. We are a very friendly family. My older brother is called Arman. He is 26 years old. My middle brother's name is Arman. He is 23 years old. Arman writes songs and sings rap. Arman works in Russia, in the city of St. Petersburg, and the manager. I want to talk a little bit about my parents. Dad works in Russia in the city Astrakhan, in the industry, and my mother is a housewife. Our house is always warm, cozy, and comfortable because our family is very friendly and cheerful. We love each other, and this is our strength, our family. It's our Nazi home parents and grandparents. These people are always there on holidays and weekdays, in sickness and in health. I really love my family and I'm proud of them. I consider myself a very happy person because I'm growing up in a big family. My parents have been together for 26 years. Father, mother, brothers, and I've one. I love my grandparents who is 80 years old. They lived in a very hard life when they were cold and hungry. And now we are around to help them, comfort and delight them with their souls. Grandpa is very hard working. He's around laboring, and my grandmother is housewife as well. But we had a very hard, difficult time, and my mother and I come to England. But I really miss my dad and brothers and sisters and grandparents. I hope that we will all meet again and hope.
Bangladesh is the world's most populous country, and Bangladesh is a sovereign state in South Asia. Most than half of Bangladesh population is composed of farmers. Despite the prevalence of farmers in Bangladesh, its export earnings come mainly from the garments industry. Bangladesh is home to the world's largest river delta and the world's largest mangrove. Cox's Bazar in Bangladesh is the longest unbroken sea beach in the world. Bangladesh gained independence on March 26, 1971. Now our President Abdul Hamid and our Prime Minister is Sheikh Hasina. Now I will be talking about the season of Bangladesh. The following seasons are summer, rain, autumn, late autumn, winter and spring. Throughout summer, the weather warms up a bit each day until 1st of March, when the heat starts intensifying more rapidly. The summer days are longer than the nights. During the rainy season, the southwest monsoon winds bring plenty of rainfalls and occasionally last the days without end without any respite. Most of the floodplains of the country remain inundated during this period. As September begins, the skies are blue and the cool winds blows. The land turns into a carpet of green. Flowers bloom, the rice ripen, and the harvest begins. Blue, gold, and green are the colors of autumn. During the autumn, festival flourish to hail the harvest and the end of the flood. The land and its people come in the during late autumn. Also flowers bloom such as jasmine, water lily, and rose. Lastly, during winter the weather becomes more arid and less humid. The earth dries and dust forms and the warm clouds are pulled out. The coolest days are from mid-December 1 February when the days are golden with light. The nights and morning are chilly. Thank you everyone for listening to my speech. Hope you all have a lovely evening.
Persian. زمانی که من 8 سالم بود معلم ما کتابی به اسم سیمرغ و داستانهایش به ما داد. من بسیار خجالتی بودم و تقریبا هیچ کاری را بدون اشتباه انجام نمیدادم. من آن کتاب را خواندم و شروع به تصویرسازی آن کردم. در کاخ پادشاهی منتظر فرزندش بود که به دنیا بیاید. وقتی پسرش به دنیا آمد پادشاه بسیار عصبانی شد چون فرزندش مانند افراد مسن دارای پوست و موهای سفید و چشمانی سیاه بود. پادشاه نتوانست پسرش را بپذیرد. در نتیجه تصمیم گرفت او را در کوهستان رها کند. دامنه کوه پوشیده از گلها و رفتار بود و صدای پرندگان و هوای تازه فضا را پر کرده بود. کوه به نظر قابل اعتماد و محکم می‌رسید ولی قله کوه سرد و سفید بود. صدای گریه نوزادی از نزدیک درختی بزرگ می‌آمد. ناگهان از فراز کوه پرنده‌ای بزرگ با دمی بلند و پرهای رنگارنگ ظاهر شد. نوزاد را با خود به قله سرد و سفید برد. مهر نوزاد به دل پرنده افتاد و پرنده کودک را بزرگ کرد. پسر بزرگ و تنومند شد. همه مردم شهر آوازه او را شنیده بودند. پدرش نیز همینطور. پادشاه کارش پشیمان شد و به دنبال پسرش رفت و پسر پشیمانی او را پذیرفت. سیمرغ نگران پسر بود. به همین دلیل 3 تا از پرهایش را به پسر داد و از او خواست هرگاه در زندگی مشکلی داشت یکی از آن پرها را بسوزاند و سیمرغ فوراً ظاهر می‌شد. پسر به همراه پدرش آن کوهستان را ترک کرد و من در حسرت آرزویی که می‌توانستم با آن پرها داشته باشم. به هر حال آرزوهای کودکی کوچکم ولی اگر من یکی از آن پرها را داشتم مطمئنا در لحظه مناسب از آن استفاده می‌کردم. Now in English. When I was 8 years old, my teacher gave us a book which was about Seymour and its story. I was so shy and I couldn't do anything without mistakes. I had read this book and imagined myself there. I was at the palace of a king who was waiting for his new baby. The son was delivered. The king got angry after saw him because his son had white hair and skin with black eyes like an old man. The king couldn't accept his son and decided to get rid of him. I found myself at the base of a mountain that was abundant with flowers and soft green grass. Everywhere the air felt fresh and birds whispered to each other. The mountain looked reliable and hard. The summit was cold and white. I heard an infant crying near a big tree. From the top of the mountain, suddenly a colorful bird appeared. It was a big bird with a long tail and wonderful plumage. It flew over the mountain and picked up the white boy and they went to the cold and white summit. The bird loved the boy and raised him for years. The boy was getting older and stronger. Everyone knew that the boy was growing up on the mountain. His father heard about that boy and realized what he had done. He went to find his boy, and the son accepted his apology. But Seymour, worried about him, so gave him 3 colorful feathers and said, "If you have any problem during your life, bear one of these feathers and immediately I will appear." He left with his father, and I watched them, longing for one of those feathers to make a wish. By the way, my childhood wishes were small, like my age. But if I had been granted a wish, I would have used it at the right time.
Some
Fabulous phrases
I
in there.
see you through the frost that splinters across the pane, like some soundless glass symphony. The outbuildings you weave through transform into the stalls of an ancient crumbling amphitheatre, which greedily relishes your intrusion, anticipating the silence ascending, breathing, resurrecting life for its next overture. The crimson of your shirt bleeds into the pristine fresh snowfall, reverting time to the bonds first born at conception that links life to an inception before eternity, forgotten until many winters have perished before us. I can barely see you now through the cool, opaque, misted screen. I shatter like stardust as you cry. I can't see you anymore. You're just a shadow. Thank you.
Louise Colson, one of our local writers.
Okay, so this song is very, very old. It's hundreds of years old, and it's known all across Europe in different forms. But this is what the English do. And it goes...
You have to watch that camera.
Oh yeah, right, okay.
Come forward a little bit.
So it goes like this. It goes, put your left hand in, your left hand out, in, out, you shake it all about, you do the okey cokey and you turn about. That's what it's all about.
Both hands, ready?
Whoa, the okey cokey. Whoa, the okey cokey. Whoa, the okey cokey. Knees and arms stretched. Right hand in, your right hand out. In, out, you shake it all about. You do the okey cokey and you turn around. That's what it's all about. Oh, the okey cokey. Oh, the okey cokey. Oh, the okey cokey. Knees bent, arms stretched. Bright as a silver bun was red, with a snug cloth cap upon his head. The means to turn hot bowls of steam, and these empowered a pillowed dream of Victorian ages, reignited, of engineers who were far-sighted, Bruno, Telford, working classes here. Utopia, an imagined place or state of things where everything is perfect. She sits outside Utopia, her handbrand on her lap. Well-heeled ladies come and go, cast coins into her cap. It's raining on me, forever will be, is her dishevelled plight. Those to aid her, not downgrade her, are all out of sight. I remember the Bolton firm where I worked, with skilled engineers and labouring chaps whose foremen saw being stuffed in a packing crate with Hickory reefs, Walmsleys too, who saw the work made Britain great. It was a youthful ignorance, but now it is little joy to know I'm closer to the scrappy than when I was a boy.
Krenare ngrihet mbi punën e gjerë, e mbi qytetin e Shkodrës kalaja e lashtë e Rozafatit. Ndërtimi i kësaj kështjelle ka një lëgjim të bukur dhe të hipur. Ajo pak a shumë vjen.
Rising imposing on a rocky hill, the Rozava Castle, not far from Shkodra, is a mysterious structure surrounded in legend and mysticism. According to the legend, 3 brothers struggled to build the castle, but what they erected during the day fell down at night. To keep the castle from falling down, they were advised to sacrifice a human life. The 3 brothers decided to sacrifice the first of their wives, who, as the legend goes, accepted the sacrifice without protest and was buried in the wall of the castle. The story goes on with even more heartbreaking, cruel details. It is said that this wife had an infant son and asked to be walled in alive, with her right breast exposed to feed her child, her right eye still free to see him, her right hand exposed to caress him, and her right foot unburied to rock the cradle.
So this is how the song goes. Where hast thou been since I saw thee?
I saw thee
On Ilkley Moor Bartat. That means about the hat. Where hast thou been since I saw thee?
Has there been since I saw
Where hast thou been since I saw thee?
I saw thee?
On Ilkley Moor Bartat. On Ilkley Moor Bartat. On Ilkley Moor Bartat. Then we shall all have eaten thee.
Eaten thee.
On Ilkley Moor Bartat. Then we shall all have eaten thee.
Then we shall all have eaten
Then
thee.
we shall all have eaten thee. On Ilkley Moor Bartat. On Ilkley Moor Bartat. On Ilkley Moor Bartat.
When I was a child, my parents taught me the importance of being a good friend. They used to say you should always share your toys with your friends. They also told me to share my food with them and that it was rude to eat in front of my friends without offering them some of my food. They said that this was very important. One day I asked my parents why it was so important. They said, because if you don't, the thief will come and take you away, and then you will be all alone with no friends. This scared me a lot. My parents told me that the thief was a big black creature. He was dirty and made loud, creepy noises. He also had 2 horns on his head. One day at kindergarten, I bought my favorite food with myself and I decided to eat it alone. When I was eating all the time, I thought that maybe Dave knows, so I was scared a little. That night when I went to bed, I closed my eyes, but I opened them after a minute. I heard some frightening noises like strong wind and thunder. My room was totally dark and I could hear noises from my room's window. It made it more horrible. I couldn't sleep that night because I thought Deep will come and take me away. The next day I decided to go to find him and tell him that I became a good boy and I shared my food with my friends. However, I was frightened. However, I was frightened. Fortunately, I never did find him.
Sot dua të tregoj historinë time kur kam qenë fëmijë, trishtimin dhe frikën që kisha kur isha një vajzë e vogël. Kur isha fëmijë, unë me prindrit e mi jetonin në një fshat të vogël. Në atë fshat jetonin edhe prindrit e nënës time. Dëshira ime fëmërisë ishte që të shkoja te shtëpia e gjyshëve të mi, sepse në atë shtëpi unë ndjehesha e lumtur për shkak të dashurisë madhe që me jepshin ata. Por frika ime ishte që unë duhej të shkoja vetëm në shtëpinë e tyre. Isha shumë e friksuar kur mendoja se do të shkoja vetëm. Në atë rrugë që duhej të ecja, ishte shumë e heshtër ku nuk ishte asnjë njeri. Të vetmja gjëra që mund të shikoje ishin male, ujëra dhe rrugë të ngushta. Por nga dëshira e madhe që kisha të shkoja te shtëpia e gjyshëve të mi, sakrifikoja të ecja vetmuar dhe e trishtuar në këtë rrugë. Me kujtohen shumë gjëra, si për shembull kur unë ecja në këtë rrugë të ngushtë, ku me duhej të vendosja njërën këmbë dhe njëherë këmbën tjetër, se nuk ishte hapësirë që të vendosja dy këmbët njëherë. Në atë rrugë ku duhej të ecja ishte një lartësi shumë e madhe, kur shikoja poshtë ishte një thellësi sa nuk ja shikoja fundin. Në atë momente unë mendoja po sikur unë të bija aty, në atë humbner edhe sikur të vërtisja nuk do me gjete njëri që të me jepte ndihmë. Frika më e madhe ishte kur duhej të kaloja me këmbët e mia ujin e rrjedhshëm. Ishte shumë e vështirë të kapërceja ujin.
What made me happy or unhappy when I was a child? Tonight I want to tell you the story of my childhood. When I was a child, I lived with my parents in a small village called Bruchai. My mother's parents lived in the same village, not too far from my house. As a child, I loved to go to my grandparents. I felt very happy because of the great love they showed me. But I was frightened when I had to go on my own to their house because my parents were at work. I was scared because there was no one around, and the road, and then the path, was very narrow. But I still did it because I wanted to go there. From the road, all I could see was the mountains, the hills, and the fast-flowing river. It was frightening when I had to cross the river with the water pushing hard on my legs. And then after that, on one side of the path, there was a sheer drop for hundreds of meters. The path got very narrow. I had to put one foot in front of the other. I knew that if I fell, nobody would hear me and nobody would find me. When it was a sunny day, it was a very beautiful place, but I was always scared of that drop. Sometimes I ran because I thought someone was following me. They copied everything I did. It was my shadow. I was very scared. I forgot all about being scared, though, once I arrived at my grandparents'. Their great love for me guaranteed my happiness. I want to say to them, thank you with all my heart for your love and fondness and the way you cared for me. I love you so much, and I pray to God for your health and hope that you live to a ripe old age. And my wish is to see you again one day. You've always been my second parents. Thank you so much for all the pleasure, love and happiness you've given me as a gift from your soul. I love you so much. Spreza.
like that it'll break your bone. So come to me, yeah, come to me now. There's nothing left for me to hold against you. There wouldn't be a dry eye in the house. My eye rolls up, all the words slipping out like a poison rain into a paper cup. And your clothes get so heavy you can't stand up. Gonna do this thing now, gonna get it while it's coming. Scared to turn it off, I'm gonna keep the car running. There's a fire in the arcade of my mind. A sleeping spells, and if it's alright with you, I'm gonna do this thing till I can't breathe. Cause I never tell anyone anything. Did I say that out loud? Anyone, anything? Did I say that out loud? Anyone, anything? Did I say that out loud? Simmer down, 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 down. Simmer down, down, down. Senti il sole, senti la calma, senti la pace che tanto ansiava. Un ricordo leggero, talvez è sano, però un ricordo a fine al capo. Algo se apro, se derro, in ese instante todo un cuadro. Ahora vuelve a buscar, vuelve a intentar, y no te preocupes por lo que siempre está. Ese instante no volverá, y otro nuevo se creará. Ese instante no volverá, y otro nuevo se creará. Algo se cerró, y en ese instante todo paró. To right, you should apologize, for you get too ruthless. Wrap a band around it, it'll fall right off. Wrap a band around it, it'll fall right off. And I'm changing you, I can hear me when you're shouting shouting, and I don't wanna be your mirror. Why must we always look at ourselves, look at ourselves, look at the change in you? I can hear me when you're shouting, shouting, and I don't wanna be your mirror. Why must we always look at ourselves, look at ourselves? In black and white, I wanna be a classic. I'm Bogart, you're Newman, I wanna be a classic. String bass, Terry Chester, I wanna be a classic. Be strangers with my band.